Monsignor Art Valenzano was a great priest of the Archdiocese of Baltimore. He hailed from Western Maryland, but as a young boy, just out of grade school, came to St. Charles Seminary. And his love for Christ, his love for the priesthood, his love for our neighbors has been absolutely extraordinary. When Art was getting incredibly ill and needed oxygen, he took a walk up to the Washington Monument, sat on a bench, and began to pray. And then he got a call saying the oxygen had arrived. So as he was walking back to the residence, which is really just 3 blocks away, he became tired and winded and was walking up the hill. And a woman, Jackie, who was homeless and lived on the street, came up to Art and said, "Father, I see you're struggling breathing. Do you want to use my inhaler?" And Art turned to her with a smile and said, "Jackie, your kindness is going to kill me, but no thank you." And it was that relationship. Art, to me, is that example of seeing and cherishing the divine within every person. Ray Kelly, I've known even before I became executive director of Catholic Charities more than 14 years ago. Ray Kelly is a pilgrim for justice. Ray Kelly is a pilgrim for the poor. Ray Kelly is a change agent, but it's all rooted in his faith. Ray puts Christ first. His calling as a parishioner involved in the parish at St. Peter Claver always had everything rooted in his faith. His life's journey, the steps he took along the way, the mistakes he made, he always turned to the Lord.
Everybody points to 2015 and the unrest, but Ray was involved way before that. His involvement with safety and with the police and the community.
And then with that, in making Baltimore a more just society, his work on police reform, criminal justice reform, equity across the community is just the way he approached it. His diligence, his grace in which he went around his work, and appropriately disruptive in order to bring about change, mirrors that of Monsignor Art.
Ray Kelly is one of the most joyful people that I've talked to in a long time because he is about the gospel. He's about living the gospel. He's about living the gospel in the community and not being in a building, but being there every day with people, loving people, caring about people, seeing what people's needs are and how he can work with other collaborators to find a way to fulfill some of those needs. So he is just about doing it and fulfilling the gospel every single day of his life.
So I was born and raised in West Baltimore. I was actually born in the house my grandmother lives in Reservoir Hill, and moved to Upton in the early 70s, and later in the 70s moved to Sandtown, Winchester, where I still live and operate. I think because of the turmoil that the community went through way back in the 80s and the resulting concerns for safety that we're not recognizing now as we're kind of coming out of it, that we're in the midst of where people are actively seeking salvation and looking for help and need the gifts of the church. I try to make sure that we at St. Peter Claver and Pius V have that visible presence. We have to let people know that God, Jesus is there for them. Our concept is to meet people where they are. People are in different stages of their path to change. So sometimes in our community, the basic starting point is treatment. Treatment is 30 days, you come back the next month. We do it every third Thursday, you come back the next month, then you can get expungement or legal service to kind of get your records straight. We also have these partners, referral partners that are there every week that kind of help you through stages. If you need someone to help you prepare your resume or whatever the case may be, then that partner is there to help you with that piece, and you still can come back in the following month. We'll have partners there that are offering training services and things like that, and we'll also have a partner there that'll help with bus passes to kind of make sure you can get to the training. And of course, we're a church, so we're always there if you need food or whatever the case may be to help you get through this next phase, and we'll be there. And we just want to become that sustained presence that people know that they can come to us, and whatever it is, we're going to do our best to help them.
It's always working together with people, forming community.
I feel like Catholic Charities probably does more charity work for the city than the city itself. And I think it's important that there is this faith-based organization that recognizes why we're supposed to do this work. We're a church. We're called to do this work by Christ. We had Beatitudes. Jesus said himself on the sermon, this is how we should be serving our people. This, if those that do for the least are in the highest favor, and that's what the church is built on. So it's good for me that we have not only an institution that does that work because that's what Jesus said we're supposed to do, but they're also open-minded and progressive in it, where we recognize now the real-time needs of our people, where, like I said, we as a whole city need to address those root issues, but we need a Catholic Charities to address the real-time issues. People can't wait till we fix hunger to eat. We need our daily bread to actually feed people so they can make it to that next day. People of faith believe things can be better, and we honestly believe that we can influence change ourselves. So we feel like every person is an asset to our community, and as many as we can enlighten on why, like this award, why we do this work, it'll encourage more people to kind of themselves become an asset to their communities. And we all have a talent. Let's just help each other.